Here we go.
Let's make it a good day. We do it our own way. Let's make it a good day. Oh, no matter what they say. Oh, yeah.
Good morning, Rochester. Good morning, Cloquet. Good morning, Puyallup, Washington. And good morning to you. Welcome to the Jason Show. I'm Jace. Please say hello to my sidekick sister from another mister in Harry's House of Herring, Employee of the Month, Kendall Mark.
So good with Triscuits.
Herring?
Yeah.
I do not enjoy the herring.
Chef, that is not very Scandinavian of you
I
to not
do.
like herring.
He likes it.
Oh, you liked it.
Yeah,
oh,
I was the one, but I'm not Scandinavian.
See, that helps. Jeff's like, no, I love herring.
Yeah, no, I'm a little German, a little Polish, a little gay. That's about my mix-up.
That's your mix?
And just a little bit. Just a
And a little sassy.
little smidge, little salt, little pepper.
Mm-hmm. Extra spicy.
Little cumin. Mm-hmm. Little Old Bay.
Yeah.
I think I'm a little British. I don't know.
I was going to say something. I'll keep it to myself about British accents and people.
Oh, yeah. You look lovely today. You look like a beautifully wrapped gift.
Why, thank you, Jason.
I like that.
Feel like a beautifully wrapped gift.
You should. You should, because you look stunning.
I have my peppermint earrings.
I know. People are going to love the earrings.
Thank you.
No, you look very lovely today.
Why,
as
thank
you do
you.
every day.
Why, thank you. Oh,
Yes.
hello.
Oh,
Hello.
total wide shot. Thank you.
Thank you.
Leo. You
Thank
look
you.
lovely. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to you and yours. Speaking of Christmas, I'm a little nervous. This just hit me today. So if you're new to the show or if you're watching in Seattle, you have no idea of my employment history. But for about 5 or 6 years, I was an anchor. I was a news anchor for the morning news here, the Fox 9 Morning News. And I left the anchor desk at exactly a decade ago. 10 years ago I left. This Friday, if you're watching us locally, this Friday on the Fox 9 Morning News, I'm filling in. I'm going to anchor the news for the first time in 10 years. Mm-hmm. And I'm anchoring what? Starting at 5 a.m. all the way through to this program. Mm-hmm. And then we're going to have a special show that day. But Christmas Eve day, it's myself and Dawn Stevens, my old co-anchor. We used to do the 4:30 a.m. together. But yeah, I'm a little excited and a little nervous.
I think the official email was, Jason Matheson will be gracing us with his presence all morning on Christmas Eve.
I did not. Okay, first, that was a lot of shade. And number two, I was not on this email. Was there really an email that went out?
I would just ask Eric Ryers about it.
Oh my goodness, that really was a shady email sent out?
It was hilarious. It was like correction because he gives us, who's
the
off.
Staffing.
It's the holidays, so here's who's filling in. And then he said correction. Tom Butler will be off, and Jason Matheson will be gracing us with his presence. Executive producer Eric Ryers. I didn't call him out, did I?
No. You know how I like to refer to him? Former friend.
Oh.
Eric Ryers.
Sorry.
Yeah, former friend.
I'm sure he's heartbroken.
I'm excited. No one else is excited. I can just hear it now. Like Dawn Stevens is mildly excited. Dawn is so like, oh, it's gonna be fine. And when you use the word fine, you really do not mean fine.
Yeah.
You're gonna tolerate me like a little pebble in your shoe.
Yeah.
But I've never been on that set. Mm-hmm. I've never sat on that set. I've never nothing. So
it'll be a fun day to do it too.
It'll be a fun day I'm glad to do it. I'm happy to do it. And yeah, I gotta bone up. Luckily I read the news anyway. But yeah,
I'm gonna tune in. I'm totally tuning in.
Okay. What? Just to laugh at me?
No, to watch Dawn.
Oh, wow. Okay. The friends I have here are slowly decreasing. So former friend Kendall, former friend Eric.
But I'm not fired yet.
Well, the day's young. Let's get started. Roll it, Leo. It's time for the hot dish. Here we go. Well, and just like that, the 3 stars of And Just Like That have issued a statement responding to the sexual assault allegations against Mr. Big, Chris Noth. Cynthia, SJ, and Kristen wrote, "We are deeply saddened to hear the allegations against Chris Noth. We support the women who have come forward and shared their painful experiences. We know it must be a difficult thing to do, and we commend them for it." So that was the statement that they released yesterday. Chris, by the way, last night has been removed from the CBS series The Equalizer. And it's important to say that Chris has denied all these allegations. But let's set aside the allegations for just a second, looking at it, because the news today is the lady's statement. I would imagine for those three ladies, it's crushing, you know, especially for SJ, who, especially with, you know, the round of press they did, SJ loved Chris, and they were longtime friends, and Chris was very protective and loved SJ. So it must be some conflicting feelings for those ladies. You have this friend that you thought that you knew, and then with this friend comes these horrible allegations. You know, what a mind trip for them.
Yeah, I think anyone with any humanity would understand that. You know, because you're like, what? I mean, and it would take I would think it'd take a long time to craft that statement.
I thought the same thing. I'm sure that, you know, they went back and forth, all three of them, trying to pick the because you don't want to offend the accusers.
Nope.
You want to pay respect to them, but you also want to be firm in how you stand, and also let folks know that you stand with those accused until or if there are any reason to question. Right now, we don't have any reason to question the validity of their statements. Somebody said it. I think it was my friend Dawn from the radio show. She goes, you know what it is? It's just getting, you get bummed being disappointed in folks. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, you know, like Matt Lauer. Oh, Murphy Purvey. Oh, what's his face? Charlie Rose. Ooh, Murphy Purvey.
Right.
You know, it just, the list of Merv Pervs just keep a coming.
Stack them up.
Yep. Next in the dish, he is not a Merv Perv. He's actually on the Mount Rushmore of TV. SNL creator and executive producer Lorne Michaels was featured on CBS Mornings. I'm still going to call it CBS This Morning. Yesterday. The reason? Lorne is a Kennedy Center honoree, and the Kennedy Centers are on CBS. Gayle King asked him about when he might retire. Look at this.
Retiring isn't something, the R word isn't even something you kind of think about.
Well,
is that still true?
I think I'm committed to doing the show until its 50th anniversary, which is in 3 years. I'd like to see that through, and I'm feeling that'd be a really good time to leave. But
do you think that would be a good time to leave?
Well, here's the point. I won't want the show ever to be bad. I care too deeply about it. It's been my life's work, so I'm going to do everything I can to see it carry on and carry on well.
Could there be a Saturday Night Live without Lorne Michaels?
Yeah, of course.
You have some suggestions on who that would be?
I have a sense of where we're headed with that. You know.
Go ahead.
No, I'm not going to talk about it. It's 3 years away.
Gayle, well, go ahead. Tell me. Is it going to be Seth Meyers? Tina Fey going to take over? Who is it? Tell me, Lord. I want the exclusive. I can't. I would have a feeling it's going to be one of the alum that he sees taking over as EP. Somebody that he trusts that has a vision to move it forward. You know, a vision like himself, but also a little unlike himself. Maybe someone that sees where the future of comedy is going, where sketch comedy is going. So.
Well, it's really odd to think SNL without Lorne Michaels. Like, is that's. Huh?
Very odd.
How do you even? It has to just be something totally different, in my opinion.
Well, and also, and I know all of us, I have my favorite season. Some people may think that the current cast isn't great. You know, every generation you hear the same thing. Younger folks go, oh, I love this cast. And then older folks, well, this isn't the John Lovitz years. You know what I mean? Or the Phil Hartman years. Every generation has their favorite SNL. But the fact of the matter is, it's so ingrained in popular culture. I mean, it's almost like Excel Energy. It's almost like a utility. You just kind of expect it to be there. You know, it's just, when you turn on the TV on Saturday nights, you just kind of expect Saturday Night Live to be there.
Right.
Whether you love it all the time or not, or whether you think it's lame, it's just part of American popular culture. And not just thinking of SNL without Lorne Michaels, I can't imagine network television. I can't imagine NBC without Saturday Night Live.
That's for sure.
And I also can't believe that the 50th anniversary is coming up that quickly.
Right.
Which means I'm almost 50.
Are you?
Yeah, it's the same year.
No.
Thank you for that. Thank you
No.
for that. Yeah, that was very sweet of you to give me that little sympathy look.
It's the bow.
Thank you. It's the bow. It's a lovely bow, by the way. On their Instagram page, CBS posted an extra clip of Gayle talking with Lorne about America's favorite subject, Pete Davidson. Look at this.
You know, Pete Davidson is working really well now. But when he got here, he was 19, and it didn't quite happen right away. And but they always liked him. And I think that's the key.
Well, you'd be the perfect person to ask about Pete Davidson. What is it that Kim Kardashian, they're just pals,
Yeah.
but he seems to get some of the most attractive, and he's an attractive man, so I'm not saying anything about his looks. But what is it that so many women find attractive about Pete Davidson? You know him.
I think he's funny and he's also sincere.
Because there are a lot of people that are going, explain that one to us, Lorne.
Well, but I've never figured out how women make their choices, so I think there's no set of rules on that.
I haven't either, Lorne. Okay, Kerr, I didn't need you to laugh so heartily at that. But I haven't.
No.
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 Have you figured out Pete Davidson? You're a lady.
No, it's got to be an in-person thing.
Yes.
You know, some people just have that.
It's has to be an in-person thing.
It does. I mean, like they have charisma.
Yeah, we got what you meant there, Bo. We got it.
Thanks.
You mean you have to see him in person to figure it out, right?
Yes,
Is that
if
what you mean?
think he's cool or not.
Yeah.
Yep.
Is that how you
Not
feel
a
about me?
commercial yet.
No, I'm gonna sit here in this uncomfortableness. And I'm gonna let you just stew right there.
Fall down
How long
the
can we let her
coaster.
sit here, Jeff? A little bit longer? Should we go now? Yeah.
Okay.
How you doing over there, Kendall?
I feel great.
You doing well?
I really prefer if Leo would take the camera off my face, though. So it's getting as red as my dress right now.
No, you know what? I think we're just gonna open some Christmas cards
Oh
and
my
just
God,
sit here.
I'm crying.
We're gonna take a break, friends. Go get some more Sanka, some Hills Brothers, and we'll be back right after these words. Back in a moment. The party is just getting started. Coming up next, friends, us Muggles are getting our first look at the 20th anniversary reunion of the Harry Potter cast. Catch up with Harry, Hermione, and Ron. Then, from one of our favorite shows, Veep, the great Tony Hale will join us live to talk about co-starring in one of my favorite movies of the season, Being the Ricardos, as the film drops on Amazon Prime. Also ahead today, few can escape a few holiday horror stories with the family. We're talking Christmas drama with author Gretchen Anthony. And speaking of the holidays, we're spotlighting more fabulous Christmas cards from all of you. That and more when we return.
Platypus have no pouches. They're the only egg-laying mammal.
Pouches, eggs, grape nuts, go nuts. Yeah.
I think it's also a movie about overcoming your own personal obstacles, and I mean, even the Pringles guy gets lonely in January.
How many Sing stories do you want to tell? Like, have you thought of what you would write for Sing 3 or Sing 4?
There could be a Sing 3, Sing 4, Sing 5, Sing 6, Sing 7, Sing 8, yeah. Sing 9, Sing 10.
It'd be like the
Sing
Kids
11,
Bop version
Sing
of
12.
movies.
Yeah, I mean, you'd skip 13 because of,
Yeah, no, you
bad,
can never do
bad
13.
vibes. But no, I think otherwise it could go on forever.
So this was obviously filming during the pandemic, or did you guys get together at any point?
They're grape, as T the Tiger says. They're great!
That's sort of the fun of show business, and the hard part is, you get ready and then there's someone who can tell you no, and it's deflating. It's never a great idea to microwave a balloon, and
The cast of Sing It 2, as they say, dropping it on Fallon. Next on the dish, the trailer for the 12th season of The Real Housewives of New Jersey dropped yesterday. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, there's a moment that returns you to a bygone era of Housewives. Look at this.
Are you asked him, do you want a divorce?
She doesn't even know if her marriage is gonna last. She doesn't know if she wants to stay with Bill.
Jennifer?
I think right now she's hurting, and that's why I'm being a friend to her.
I didn't want this to happen. I know it's painful. You're gonna get through it.
I just thought I'd have more time.
I love you.
This guy is charming as
So there's a car salesman.
I
I don't know why she wants to hide everything.
Why are they still filming?
Why is just the constant conflicting stories? I don't like how you're nasty, talking behind my back about my boyfriend.
You do not want Margaret to be your enemy.
No.
You're a sick, disgusting liar.
Yes, Teresa! Oh, now if you are not seeped in Housewives lore, Teresa was the one that flipped the table over in that first season. Prostitution, hoa! And she flipped the table. Yeah, it was
That's a great
fantastic.
impression.
Was it good?
Fantastic.
Yeah, it was really good.
So good.
That was really the beginning of the phenomenon of Housewives. That happened, and then New York debuted. Orange County was the first, but that's because that became, we didn't have memes back then, but that was on the news. That was, I mean, not the news, but that was on entertainment shows. People dressed up as Teresa. People started flipping tables at parties. We did it here, you know what I mean? I did it in one meeting or a couple, you know.
Like today.
Today, you know, just saying.
Celebrate.
The trailer teases drama between Teresa and Margaret. And if you want to watch it, the new season debuts in February. Teresa was just on the Ultimate Girls Trip, which I'm still going to say, I'm all done with it. It's all done. You can go binge all of them. Still, now that it's done, I've watched it in total. One of the best things Bravo has done in years. Still. Period. Yep.
Okay.
Our next guest stars in the new film that goes behind the scenes with Lucille Ball and the great Desi Arnaz. It's called Being the Ricardos and features our next guest. Look at this.
Lucy guesses some names.
Yeah, teasingly.
And the script indicates that Ricky takes his hands away from Lucy's eyes, turns her around, and says,
No, it's me.
So my question again, Jess. Does Ricky honestly, truly believe that there might be 8 different men who routinely walk into their apartment, all of whom sound exactly like Desi Arnaz?
You think we're saying Ricky's stupid?
I think you're saying the audience is. And that's something for which they won't soon forgive you.
You charge for these lessons?
A ton.
Such a great scene. Being the Ricardos hits Amazon Prime today. Y'all know I love it. Go watch it. But first watch this, because welcome to the show, the guy who plays the head writer of I Love Lucy. I'm a huge fan, the one and only Tony Hale. Hi, Tony.
Oh, you guys are so nice.
No, I'm serious, Tony.
How's it going?
I'm doing well. I saw this a couple weeks ago. I got a hold of a screener, and no jokes, my friend. I absolutely loved this. I loved the cinematography. I loved the pacing. I loved the script. I loved what we learned about the love story of, America, I think, thinks that they know Lucy and Desi, but this movie shows that we really don't. What did you learn about Jess in your research? Because Tony plays the head writer, as I said. What did you learn that most fascinated you about this individual?
Yeah, about my character, just the kind of partnership that he had with Lucy Arnaz. They had worked together on this show called My Favorite Husband before doing I Love Lucy. So he was very much a ear for her of all the drama that she was going through. But I think as a whole, man, I learned, I would say everything, because I grew up on I Love Lucy. That was like the comic Bible. And there was 60 million people were watching the show on a Monday night. It was the show to watch. And there was so much drama happening behind the scenes that I didn't know about. So that was fascinating.
What was it like for you? Because, much has been said about the cast, which I thought was hogwash. I thought then, and I really think it now. I said, watch the darn movie before anybody judges. And then now you see it. And now you see why Nicole and Javier was picked. Take me to that first day, Tony, on set when Nicole walked on and literally not Lucy Ricardo, but Lucy Arnaz. What was that like to see that transformation?
Dude, I got a front row seat to watch her and Javier portray this iconic couple, and it's also just the respect I have for them. When you're portraying those kind of icons. That's like actors' fear factor. I mean, that is terrifying.
Yeah.
And they stepped up to the plate. They knocked it out of the park. And I have huge admiration for that. Huge.
Tony, you've been blessed to work with so many great writers, the entire team at Veep. Now here you're working with Aaron Sorkin. I can imagine, you're talking about a fear factor for actors. I can imagine the pace and the snappiness of Aaron's dialogue must be like catnip for an actor. Am I right on that?
Yeah, it is. It's also, you know, it was hard not to be intimidated, you know, because there were many times it was, you know, here's Aaron Sorkin, here's Nicole Kidman, here's Javier Bardem, and I'm like, did you guys make a mistake? Am I supposed to be here? But it was, you know, it was so beautifully written.
Yeah. And now that it's the finished product, did you meet Lucy Arnaz? Was she on the set a lot, Tony?
Yeah, I did. I met her once on set, and she was a delight. And also, the huge thing is, we got the seal of approval from her. She loves the movie, and it's her mom.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, a lot of times you don't get that kind of stamp of approval from the family, and she just loved it.
Well, I got to tell you, and I really mean this, it's just a great film. You all, the entire ensemble, you guys did such a great job. I'm going to watch it again this week. Thank you for being here, and I just love it. I appreciate your time, Tony.
Oh, man, thank you for having me. Thank you so much. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays to you. Tony Hale, everyone. Being the Ricardos, like I said, is in theaters and on Amazon Prime right now. It's so good. I forgot that today is the day that it's on Prime. So if you don't want to go to a theater, go get and go watch, especially if you grew up with I Love Lucy. I won't retread my review. It's on our YouTube channel. It's just delightful. And you really do, the love story between those two, that's what you walk away going, wow, even if you're a fan of I Love Lucy, you're like, wow, these were two people who loved each other in a very fiery way. And it kind of breaks your heart, you know, to know that they couldn't have the perfect relationship. But anyway, again, it's on Amazon Prime. Let's move on. Next in the dish, the Harry Potter 20th anniversary special hits HBO Max on January 1st. HBO dropped the trailer. Look at these kids. They're like in like 40s now. Look at this.
Think of that powerful memory. Make it the happiest you can remember.
It feels like no time has passed and loads of time has passed.
But I think this is the perfect time to sit down with everyone and reminisce.
The thing that scared me the most was the implication that the most meaningful thing in our life was done. And there's something so joyous about seeing everyone and be like, it wasn't though.
One of the highlights of my part was when I had to pretend to be Hermione, pretending to be Bellatrix.
I don't like to be kept waiting.
I've still got the teeth, actually. I'll put them in if you want.
My sister has children who are then around 10, 11, 12. And I said, Martha, I don't know about this Voldemort. What? You're being asked to play Voldemort? You've got to do it!
You've got to do it! Daniel Radcliffe and Rupert and Emma, they're all back for the special. It's on HBO Max on the 1st. I was working here at Channel 9. I was producing the entertainment segment of The Buzz when the announcement came of the casting of those three young kids. Kendall, can you imagine you're a kid and you're in a movie and that's one level of cool, but then think about it, there's very few moments in life where your life is one way this hour and then your life changes. Can you imagine going from the lives that those three had to the next day? They are the most they were that day. They became the most famous children on earth. Quite literally. The most known and the most, think about the pressure, the fun, the scariness. Adolescence is hard enough and you're doing it in front of the world, basically.
Right. I mean this, since I was their age,
yeah,
I remember
you grew up,
being
yes.
like, oh gosh, I wonder if, because I loved the books, I was like, could I be in the movie? Would they pick an American? I mean, every little girl or boy who loved them thought of that too. And I remember watching a special about how they picked Daniel Radcliffe and how it was a scene from, oh gosh, me asked for some more soup. Why can't I think of the name? Thank you, Oliver Twist. And he was just a kid. He was one of the kids in it. He didn't have a speaking line. And the director was like, him. That's Harry Potter. And I was like, whoa, that's how you find people like that. I guess I'm not going to be in the movie. But yeah, it just, that would be crazy. And they're so normal.
And that's a testament, I believe, to their family.
Right.
You know what I mean? I was going to say to celebrate they were all raised right, as we say. They all raised good. They had good families.
Yeah.
Kendall, if you would like to, a little bit later in the show, we can find a monologue from Oliver if you would like to audition. We can put it out on the YouTube if
You
you
think
like.
they'll pick me?
I don't know.
I look just like Harry Potter.
We'll orphan you up a little bit. Get you a little.
Full smudge.
Lisa, might have another. Like that, yeah.
Okay.
We're going to take a break. We'll get her in orphan gear, and we'll be back right after this. Back in a moment. Lisa, might have some more porridge. Welcome back. Well, it's an annual, she's become an annual tradition now. I love it. Our next guest loves the holiday season so much. She wrote a book about it. Please welcome back to the show our good friend, local author, Gretchen Anthony. Good morning.
Good morning.
You are Christmased out as well, you and Kendall.
Thank you. I even have a little bow on my
See?
belt.
Did you do that on purpose?
Of course I did.
Of course you did.
Hey, wait.
Yes?
In honor of your Christmas.
Yes! Did you? This is to add to our collection.
It is.
We're doing our Christmas card exchange a little bit later. But may I open it now?
Oh, sure.
Okay, I want to see this. We're getting. Do you know how many we received? Okay,
Yeah.
I'll wait till later. You won't believe. Oh, look at this. Leo, can you get a shot right there? Look at that. That's the whole family. Is that the whole family?
Yeah, the joke's
I'm just assuming that that's your family.
The joke's on the back, though.
The joke's in the back? What is it? Was it just us, or did 21 feel a bit off in the back? Oh, who are we kidding? We've always been this way. Yes! I love that. You have good names with the family. Yeah. May I read them out loud?
Yeah.
Chad, Gretchen, Connor, Karsten?
Yep.
And Jameson.
Yeah.
Those are good names, Gretchen.
Thanks.
Those are fantastic names.
I make my living with the words.
Can I, for folks that missed your previous visits, tell the folks about the book and how you're now Miss Holiday Horror Story. How did this come to be?
The
book? Yeah.
Well, the book that you're referencing, the one that is about Christmas, is called Evergreen Tidings from the Baumgartners. And at its heart are 20, 30 years worth of Christmas letters by a horribly overbearing and imperious Minnesota mom who just wants the best for everything.
Yep.
And how it came about is just all those years of all those Christmas letters that came to my parents' house and reading some and knowing those moms.
Yeah.
Finding those moms in those letters.
Yeah. We all know them.
We all do.
We all do. So here's the deal. We asked viewers for some holiday horror stories. This is going to be fun. We're going to read the first part, and then Gretchen will give us a fake alternate ending. You ready?
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, okay.
You ready, crew? First up, Bonnie says her husband and kids wanted to be nice to her because she cooked all day, so they kept bringing her vodka sodas. What happened next? Gretchen, what happened next? And then I have the real story. What happened next?
I'm seeing Bonnie.
Okay.
Maybe in her bathrobe, maybe in the front yard, knocking on the neighbor's door. No, dragging everybody caroling.
Dragging everybody caroling.
Yeah, she's definitely tipsy.
Okay.
She's under the influence of holiday cheer.
Okay. Would you like the real story?
Yeah.
There was no vodka in the drinks, but she felt great the next day. Yeah.
All right, well then I respect her for that.
Yeah. Well, I got to tell you, I'm with Bonnie. A vodka soda keeps the Yuletide gay, Gretchen. Let me tell you. Especially this year. Okay, let's go to the next one. Mary says she had just given birth. They were in their new home, and you wouldn't believe what her husband gave her for a gift. What horrifying thing did the husband give her for a gift?
Okay, I'm gonna go one of two directions here.
Okay.
It's either something horrible like having that all new mothers like have to deal with, like a nursing bra or the pads that go in your nursing bra, or just something awful, or he gave her really sexy lingerie that she's not going to be able to fit in for like ever.
Yeah, like the sexy lingerie, like the last thing on her mind right there.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or, oh my gosh, he gave her, I'm a little too excited about this.
I love this.
He gave her one of those glamour shots packages in her lingerie.
No, It's more horrifying than that. Are you ready?
Yes.
He gave her a bathroom scale.
No. Wow.
And she told us she threw it across the room like a frisbee.
That
It's horrible.
is, yes.
I don't think it's ever appropriate. I think a scale is something you buy for yourself. Am I right? I don't think you ever buy someone a scale. Here, Harry, here's a scale. And I mean nothing by it.
I want to know if they're still married.
I don't know. If you're watching, are you still married? Go ahead and tell us. Put your personal life here on The Jason Show.
Yeah, exactly.
I do it all the time to great acclaim. Should we do one more or should we go to break? One more? Okay, let's do one more. Okay, Tracy says they had just moved into their new house. She hosted Christmas and had a huge snowstorm followed by a warm-up. What happened next?
Wait, it was a what's a warm-up?
Like the weather then, snowstorm followed by like 80-degree weather. What does that, remember, these were all real viewer horror stories.
Okay.
So what happened next to ruin their Christmas?
Okay, so she was throwing her first Christmas ever. Here's how I see it. She's throwing her first Christmas ever. She wanted to impress her in-laws like never before. The big melt came, and just as her in-laws rang the doorbell, all the snow fell off the roof on her mother-in-law's head.
Is Gretchen right? The real story, plus more, when we come back. Back in a moment. It's almost worse. Almost. Welcome back. This is great. We're also gossiping in the break, too. But anyway, we're back with local author Gretchen Anthony, and we're doing Christmas horror stories. And these were all, you guys sent these in. Okay, so let me give you the real conclusion of the last one. So, Tracy, this is the beginning of it. Tracy wrote, they had just moved into their new house. She hosted Christmas, and they had a huge snowstorm, followed by a warm-up. What happened next? The roof started leaking. The dinner went okay until the plumbing backed up.
No!
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas! Okay, let's do the next one. Amanda says they always host Christmas, and she wanted to spiff up the place. So she decided to add a shelf, but it didn't go as planned. What happened next?
She put it on her honey-do list, made her husband install the shelf. It fell. He ended up in the hospital with a concussion. Am I right? Because that's what would have happened in my house.
That's such an author. He went into a bad hospital. And okay, no, the real story, instead of drilling into a stud, she drilled into the water line.
Oh, that's better.
That is horrible. Oh my goodness. Can you imagine? That's awful.
Truly straight. Truth is stranger than fiction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
These
Proof.
are great. Okay.
Proof.
Let's do the next one. Laura. Hi, Laura. I came home from my friend's party on the 23rd and found my son smoking pot out of the window. So I lectured him. The next day, my husband came down with the flu. What happened next?
Her husband, okay, this one takes me by surprise. So how those two are related. So she and her...
Let me just help you out.
Okay.
It's real sad.
Her husband died?
No, not that sad. No, not sadness level. It's like a spice level on pad thai. Sad level 5.
She has to go to her son and get some pot to help her husband feel better. They use it medicinally.
Yeah. No. The real story. Husband spent the holidays completely sick. Teenager refused to come out of his bedroom all through the holidays, and I sat in the living room crying while wrapping presents.
Oh, that's so sad.
Now I want to.
I'm sorry.
Laura, I mean, come on over and bring the pot. I mean, I'm just joking.
You meant the pot
It's
of chili,
a joke,
right?
people.
The pot of Christmas chili.
It's just what? Pot of soup. Bring the pot of chicken noodle soup. Ready for the last one?
Okay, I think so.
Finally, Casey says, she was at her dad's small farm. They sat down to eat, and they looked out the window and couldn't believe what they what they saw. What did they see, Gretchen? And I just read the answer, and it's the best thing ever.
Reindeer. Santa and his reindeer. I don't know. These are well beyond
We
my
have to make this up.
capabilities.
First of all, I've already decided, show meeting on the air. We're doing this every year now. Okay, you ready? So you're booked this day every year, so put it on your calendar.
All right, got it.
You ready for the real story?
Yes.
They looked out the window and couldn't believe what they saw. The cows had broken loose, so everyone was chasing them in their nice Christmas clothes.
Chasing them in their long underwear.
Can you imagine?
You know their one-piece long underwear?
Yeah, like the onesies. Yeah. Can you imagine all the neighbors in this fancy neighborhood running down in their furs, chasing the cows? That is fantastic. Let's give it up for Gretchen, everyone. Her books, Evergreen Tidings from the Baumgartners, and the kids are going to ask, I love that cover, are available wherever books are sold. We're going to take a break. We'll be back right after this. Oh, that was good. Thank you. Oh, God, that was great.
Let's make it a good day. We do it our own way. Let's make it a good day. Oh, no matter what they say. Oh, yeah.
Welcome back. Kendall's back. Well, my dear friends, the Christmas card exchange here at Fox keeps going strong. Kendall and I are in the process of signing over 200 more Jason Show cards to send back to you. And again, I would rather walk on my lips than give the bosses a hard time. But I just need to remind everyone that the bosses thought that we would get 200 total.
For the whole station.
For the whole station. I just need everyone to understand that. Let's see how the new station mail sorting machine room is doing today. Leo, take the, here it is. This is a live look at our Fox 9, Marion Mim Davey, Kelly Huffman, Jason Sirik, Kate O'Hara Mail Sorting Center. As you can see, the packages are just Kindle. They're coming in from everywhere.
In droves.
Oh, this is a new room. We haven't seen this room before.
I wonder if there's cookies in any of those.
I don't know, but the pie. Oh, hi, Mary. That's Mary.
Mary.
Say hi to Mary, everyone. There she is. It's fantastic. It's just great. Keep them coming, and we'll be reading them. And we're going to do some right now. We want to feature a few more of your cards today. First, I need my Leo Hoffmeister Christmas card reading music. Director Leo? It's beautiful, isn't it? First up, Cindy from Phoenix, Arizona is up first. Hi, Cindy. Here's Cindy's card. Inside, she says she's enjoyed the show since our live broadcast from the Dayton's Project. Cindy and her mom both worked for Dayton's for many years, and she plans to keep streaming our show and laughing as she recovers from appendix surgery in the desert of Phoenix. Hi. Oh, I've never been to, have you ever been to Phoenix?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh. Okay.
Camelback, hiked camelback, golfing, did the thing.
I'm scared of scorpions, but I'd still go.
Oh my God.
June is up next. Here's her card. Inside, she says, Jason, I love it when you poke the bear. Our bosses, that's right. You always make me smile. Thank you, sweetie. You get why I do it. Some people are like, you're so mean. It's like, oh, please. Who wouldn't want to poke the bosses? That's, Missy and Izzy are next. Missy and Izzy sounds like look at this. Okay, that is a cute picture. That's a cute card. I met them at the state fair, and they say, my message of being yourself has really helped Izzy. Missy says, I can't imagine starting my day without you. I have met this family several times, Kendall. I met them at a restaurant just about a month and a half ago. They're so lovely, and you know how we all feel about this. I love when that message resonates with folks, that it is really, just go out there and be yourself, and don't let anyone tell you that you're doing it wrong. And Izzy's just a great, great, great kid. I can still say kid, so yeah. Finally, the Burgum family. Hi guys, they must be big Star Wars fans. Look at this. Their card says,
oh my gosh.
Come over to the merry side and may the force be with you in 2022. It features each member of the family dressed as a different Star Wars character. And if you didn't notice, friends,
oh my gosh,
look at that. Even the family dog is pictured as Yoda. Isn't that great? Now, getting your Christmas cards really makes us happy. You know we love it. We also just love making fun of the bosses. And it makes us very happy. And it also seems to be making you guys happy too, because in return, we're getting some great ones from you as well. And listen to this. This is a voicemail we received from Miss White. Listen to this.
I sent Jason a Christmas card, and I got a cute card back from them in the mail today, and they signed it. I watch the show often. I think that both are just adorable. But Jason, he is just stinking funny. I would just give him the biggest hug. Tell them both happy holidays, and I watch the show literally every day, and I think they're just hilarious. Don't ever take that show off. God bless. Be safe. Bye-bye.
That's right. You listen to Miss White. How sweet is Miss White?
I love her.
Okay, Miss White, you watch every day. When we can have audiences back, when it's safe and healthy for everyone, I want you in the front row, and you are going to be our special guest. I love you. And I love as she talked to Mim.
Yeah.
Mim, don't you take that show off the air.
Mm-mm.
I love it. We're going to take a break. We'll have more cards every day leading up to Christmas. But coming up next, a shortest segment you can't miss and a surprise goodbye. We don't know what it is until you find out when we return. That was great. Love Miss White. Welcome back, friends. You ready? Mm-hmm. It is time for the world's shortest segment. Today, a shout out to Jason's show editor, the great Rob King. Our photographer, Eric, got Rob a special sweatshirt for Christmas. Check this out. It's the greatest picture ever. It's a Christmas Shih Tzu sweatshirt that matches Rob's Shih Tzu. Now, wait a minute. Don't switch it yet, Leo. So just take a good look. Okay. Now we noticed something in the picture. Go ahead, Leo. Rob's dog giving mad side eye in that picture. The dog's like, really? Do I really need? I don't know what's better. And I call Rob Fernando. I don't know what's better. Fernando in the Shih Tzu sweatshirt or the Shih Tzu side eye.
Dad, is that supposed to be me?
I love you, Fernando. Rob's been working here for years and he's the best there is. We'll be back right after this. Back in a moment. Hi, everyone. Welcome back. We don't know what this is until right now. It's time for the surprise goodbye. I love this. Kendall and I are in the dark about what the producers have put in the segment until right now. Earlier, you saw the gift photographer Eric got for editor Rob. So we're going to open a gift from Eric under the Jason Show Christmas tree right now. And I guess I'm opening mine right now. I am horrified. I am so scared. Are you scared?
I like the wrapping
Knowing
paper.
Eric, it's probably like a salamander or something. What is it? Oh my God! No! It's Milky, the marvelous milking cow! Are you kidding me?
Favorite boy from childhood. How did you find
It's
that?
not open. Can I open it? I can. Where's the cow? Oh my goodness. Milky! Oh, where are the udders?
They're not.
Oh, there they are. Oh my goodness. Oh, they have little marker things on there. Oh my gosh. This is the best thing. There we go. Look at that, Kendall. And you put the milk pellet in its mouth or something, and then you pump the tail, and it makes fake milk, and then you milk it. This is Eric, this is probably the best gift I've ever received. Don't tell my husband that, but this is.
He's not used to it.
Oh my goodness. This is going on the set forever. I love you, buddy. Oh my God. Merry Christmas. Tomorrow on the Jason Show, it doesn't matter because Stephanie Hansen is back, everyone. She's making her recipe for Irish cream. Go out there and be yourself. No one can tell you're doing it wrong. Bye, everybody. Oh my goodness.